Hi everyone, I'm going to talk to you about Module 3, specifically TMA 3, and how that's leading up with game design. As I said, Module 3 is kind of a short one, so we're already starting to get a vibe into TMA 3, which is designing your own game. It's going to be based off of a service, so I just want to get a sense of what maybe constitutes a game and how you can sort of do your best in this TMA. Game design, you'll obviously know there's a lot of different elements. They're usually based off of a specific concept. So let's say we look at life, the game of life, and that's really simple. It's a board you go around. There isn't much opportunity for options. It's kind of just chance and spinning the wheel, and then you sort of gain things, and it's all based off of the overall service, I guess, of life. Now, with this, for this TMA, you're going to be taking a specific service that you feel accustomed to, that you enjoy, that you know really, really well, and that can be anything. It can be if you work in a coffee shop, it can be coffee as the whole service. So you could have it set up with baristas. You could have players be either the baristas themselves. They might be clients. You might have different people with different characters. You'll have maybe different size coffee mugs as the pawns, and your goal is to serve as many people as possible in your daily shift. And so you can put in all of these little different elements that you take from the actual service. And a great way to do that, for maybe the case of the coffee shop, would be to go into a coffee shop itself and see, look at a couple, see what the different mechanics are, see what the different offers and services and things that they provide for their clients are. And that can give you a really good sense of what you can start with, and start patching that into the concepts that are outlined in this week's module, in the course set. Talking about you need a die, you need players, you need a concept, you need maybe chance cards and things like that. So you can start filling that content up. Now, when you think about which game you want to use, or what kind of gameplay you want to have, now there's sort of different ways of looking at the problem. You can either look at the TMA as just meeting the criteria, and sometimes you can achieve that with really, really simple design. So you could maybe base it off of something like Snakes and Ladders, or something like Life or Trouble. I think it's called Frustration. They're really, really simple concepts, and there isn't a lot of gameplay, there isn't a lot of strategy. Now, that's what you can start with if you want to just meet the criteria. But if you're interested in really pushing it further and having a lot of fun with this concept, having a really exciting game, then you can start thinking about a lot more sort of advanced games, or games that we play today. You can think of Settlers of Catan, you can think of chess, you can think of all of these different games that have a much more something that you would play today if you went out with friends and you played some board games as adults, because those have a lot more complexity to them, and they have a lot more opportunities for you to do something exciting with them. And when you start thinking about how you want to design this, how you want to implement it, what you want to try to practice, if you have a strong concept, it will sort of lead you everywhere you need to go. If you think about it being the design of a restaurant game, you sort of base it off of Clue, and you have different rooms, and they have different services, or they have different meals, and you have to sort of go around and find the secret ingredients. Then with that, you can imagine, what the little objects would be, like the rope and the gun and the I don't know what else they have in that game, the knife. It's very graphic, and replace that with maybe ingredients. You can have the rooms set up to look like different dining rooms. You can have the gameplay or the cards look a lot more like a menu set. So the concept can really lead you into how you design everything, and that'll really bring it to a much more exciting level for the work, and being able to achieve really high grades with it, and also just have something that you're really, really proud of. So as you go through it, as you start building the concepts, it's all about sticking to what we've talked about before, and being really iterative, doing a lot of repeated processes, trying something, experimenting with it. You can gain the concept by working with others and looking at maybe a barista if you choose the coffee shop, and talking to them about everything that they do in a day to get a lot of really good content. And then afterwards, you can play the game or practice it with people, and you can start looking at it from the eye of the concept itself, so evaluating whether the concept's good, the gameplay, how easy or hard it is, the instructions, how simple it is to take on the game, and then you can move on to more, designerly things like graphic design, and look at, are the cards clear? Are they really doing what you want? Are they attractive? Do they create this real scene and scenario? Do they complement the game and the concept? And it's all about creating that really strong link. So hopefully that helps you start to broaden your ideas about what you'd like to do. I'm more than happy to get an email from you if you have a question about, what kind of concept you want to go with, and then starting to think about some of the ideas that you could do with it or how you can better study it. So I highly encourage that you start looking at some different services that you know well. It could be bike repair, it could be using public transport, it could be making dinners for family. And those are all, they're all services in a way. You're helping other people, you're doing something or making something, and someone gets a hopefully positive outcome out of it. So start thinking about your services, message me if you want, and we can discuss them further. And then keep all of that in mind as you develop the concepts. Again, like I said, if you keep things kind of basic, you'll meet the requirements. That's not super exciting, but there's a pass. Or if you want to really push your concept further, really achieve those successful products and projects and a nice, hopefully very good grade, then you can really start pushing it to a more complex gameplay, an exciting concept that's embedded across every part of your game. You can take it a step further than the brief and put it in a box. Make a beautiful sort of setup with your friends around a table and play the game and show that off. Maybe your friends are even in costume if it's thematic. So that's just a couple of sort of recommendations and thoughts about TMA3 that's to come. So hopefully that was helpful. And again, like I said, message me if you have any questions. Bye.